Welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to be modeling the back surface of the bottle. Let's start by bringing up Sketch 1, right-click on it, and select Show. First, let's create the outline of the back surface. Right-click and insert a sketch on the front plane. Activate the Spline tool. And let's drop our spline right about here. Right-click and select to close the tool. Sketch is fully defined. Let's exit the sketch. Now let's insert a sketch on the top plane. Right-click, insert sketch. Let's bring in a 3-point arc. Once again, I'm going to be looking for a vertical relation. And left-click to accept. Right-click and select to close the tool. Activate the Centerline tool. Let's connect the endpoints of the arc. Right-click and chain. And let's connect the center point of the arc to the midpoint of the arc. Right-click and select to close the tool. Let's apply dimensions now. End to end, 110 millimeters. OK. And shift-select these 2 points here. Add a coincident relation. Dimension, 250 millimeters here. OK, and let's exit the sketch. We're going to insert a second sketch on the right plane now. Right-click, insert sketch. Activate the 3-point arc tool. And let's place our arc about here. Right-click and select to close the tool. Activate the Centerline tool. Connect the arc end to end. Right-click and chain. And a construction line from the center point to the midpoint. Right-click and select to close the tool. Let's apply some dimensions. You guessed it, 110 millimeters. OK. Right-click and select. By the way, instead of a coincident relation, we can use a pierce relation. I'm going to shift-select this point and the spline and add a pierce relation. Accept. Smart dimension. And this dimension will be 60. OK. The sketch is fully defined. Let's exit. We're going to create a last profile at this point. Let's begin by inserting a support plane. We'll pre-select the right plane, and then reference geometry, plane, and we'll select this point and accept. Here I'm going to use the same profile that I used previously. Instead of recreating this profile, I'll just use a derived sketch. Let's select the sketch, Sketch 7, and the plane. Now let's go to Insert and select Derived Sketch. Now we've basically got a copy of the original sketch, and what we need to do is apply constraints. Let's select this point and shift-select this point, apply a coincident relation. Next, I'll select this point here and shift-select this point, also a coincident relation. The sketch is in black line and fully defined. Let's exit our sketch. Go to the Surfaces tab now. Activate the Lofted Surface tool and select the first profile. There we go, second, and our third profile. Lastly, I'll select a guide curve and click Accept. Now we've got a front and a back surface for our bottle. We're ready to apply the Trim Surface tool. To avoid a potential gap problem or a zero thickness geometry problem at this point, I'm going to take an extra step and use the Extend Surface tool. Let's activate it. Select this edge to extend. 20 millimeter distance should do it. Extension type, same surface, and let's click OK. Let's activate the Extend Surface tool again. Select this edge, 20 millimeters, extension type, same surface. Let's click OK. Now let's activate the Trim Surface tool. Since we've got relatively simple geometry, I'll be able to use the mutual trim method. Let's select both surfaces. And now let's select some selections to keep. Here we go. Let's click OK. This concludes our lesson about modeling the back surface of the bottle.